very excited about season 6, Fear the Walking Dead. I've watched the first 2 episodes and it's off to a very different start. I guess, can each of you talk about maybe the pros and cons of doing the season very separated, almost anthology style?
Well, the pros are you get a deep dive, as the boys phrase it, into the characters, and you get to spend a bit more time, and we can go over longer periods of time because we're not necessarily linked into moving all of the characters along at the same speed. So I think that gives a lot of scope to the storytelling. The downside of it is you don't get to see everybody. In season and the opener in episode 1 of season 6, it's kind of, I didn't see anybody until Colby arrived that I had, that was part of the regular kind of family. I mean, it was cool working with Demetrius and Michael, but some of the guys weren't even in town when we were shooting that. So it was a bit kind of I was going to say isolating, but that means something new now. But it was a bit like that. It was the downside is that the gang, the family wasn't back together. The circus wasn't quite back in town yet. So that's the downside. But I think it certainly enhances the storytelling.
I do remember your text message saying, "It feels lonely here." We have a group text, and we just got that text from Lennie, like, "I'm here working, and it's just lonely here."
Yeah.
I agree with you. There's a good side of like this too. It's like it's COVID friendly. The fact that there's less actors on set. It's the fact that we don't have to imagine shooting season. What is it, 5? We were all together all the time with this, the protocols and all that. They will have to downside the scenes, and the fact that we already scheduled this kind of storytelling from back in November last year.
Yeah,
it kind of works through this kind of weird times that we're going through, and that's I want to add that into the list that Lennie add to it. But yeah, it feels lonely.
Jenna, for you, I mean, same thing.
I'm excited the family's back, it's like our immediate Fear family at work, though distanced and half covered and cotton swabs in our brain 3 times a week. But it's like we're together creating art, and then the fans are gonna get The Walking Dead, World Beyond, Fear all back in their life. I think this is like, especially because of the fandom of this universe, is such a family. It's so passionate, and it's such a union. Everyone is very, I don't know, it is a family. So to be able to have this to look forward to after everything everyone has been going through, I think it's just extra special that everyone gets to kind of come together in this way, whether they're a fan or an actor or a crew member. It just feels so good to just come together again in this story, in this universe. I just feel like we're all just craving it so much.
And now I know obviously production shut down for a while, but have you started back yet? Or are you going back soon? And how do you feel about this new normal of working?
Very soon.
Preparations are in hand for when we kind of go back and figuring out what the protocols will be and what the plans of action are going to be. It's everybody's kind of involved with AMC, the network, and the studio, and our production team, and also our unions. I mean, we're all going to go back under the protocols set by our unions and agreed by our unions, and that's the way we're gonna kind of do it, really.